Hey there, it's Steven from Crystal Tractor and Equipment. Today I'm out at our Homosassa Supercenter, and I've got with us today the JCB 270 and 270T skid steer and compact track loaders. I'm excited to tell you all about these. There's a lot of unique features on these JCB loaders that actually make them differentiate from their competition and make it easier for you to get things done out on the job site with these. So let's go ahead and dive in and take a look and see what makes these so special. So some of the things that make the JCB loaders so unique is kind of immediately evident from just looking at them here. And we can see that on the right side, both of these machines have JCB's power boom. Rather than your traditional two-post and two-arm skid steer loader style, this is going to help with increased visibility and better control of your loads, as well as giving you an alternate style entry point from the side here for better access. And we'll go ahead and take a look at some of these features in more detail here in just a second. Now, the 270s here in particular are JCB's mid-range loaders. They're going to be considered their large frame loaders here with the 2,700 pounds rated operating capacity on both of these, and a substantially greater breakout force due to some of the large pivot pins, the largest pivot pins in the industry actually present here on the Power Boom Quick Connect. So let's take a look. Now, at a first glance, you might think that this single arm design wouldn't offer as much structural rigidity as your traditional twin arm design. But there's actually 20% more steel on average here than competitors at the same size machine that use a twin arm design. And it allows also for internal routing of the hydraulics. So here we can see the standard flow on this machine is going to come with your 24 gallon per minute rate, but a 33 gallon per minute high flow option is available as well. And the Power Boom is also equipped with JCB's Smooth Ride technology, which kind of allows the boom arm to ride independently from the actual frame of the machine, so it keeps your load more secure. And that's also enhanced with their self-leveling technology as well. So you're going to have that hydraulic self-leveling when you're raising, especially this is really good with pallet forks or equipment that you need to keep leveled when you're raising and lowering. You raise that arm, that loader is going to stay level based on the position you left it. And additionally, since we're dealing only with one arm, we don't have that cross tube, the torque tube in the back to help balance out those twin arms. And combining that with the lack of that arm on the other side, you're actually getting 60% greater visibility than most competitor models here when you're getting your work done. So you're going from 165 degrees of visibility when you account for all of the blind spots up to 270 degrees of visibility now, which is a significant increase. And that's going to allow a lot more safety and productivity when you're out on the job site. Now, touching again on these bucket pivot pins up here, you actually have the strongest pivot pins in the industry per machine, and that accounts on the 270s for a 6,450 pound breakout force for your bucket on both of these, which is pretty substantial. Over here on the left side, you'll also notice there's going to be a plunger here. This is because these machines are equipped with electric locking for the skid steer attachments. So you'll see this plunger will raise up when you're unlocked, free from your attachments. And as you lower it back in, this plunger will recess down into the loader attachment here so that you know that you are fully secured to your attachment up front. So the other big benefit of having the single loader arm here is how convenient this side entry is. So we have a nice pull door here on the side, and all we have to do with the track loader model is we have a step here, and then we can just easily step right into the side. You know, this is obviously much more convenient than your traditional skid steer or compact track loader, where you have to come in through the front, meaning you usually either have to step over or under whatever equipment you have attached to the front. And when we're talking about, you know, mulch heads or some of the other larger types of attachments we can put on some of these, that can actually be rather dangerous or, in a lot of times, pretty inconvenient to get up there. So this is a big improvement. And then we do have access through the front as well. Actually, our emergency exit is going to be this front window here as well. So if we are unable to get out of the side for some reason, then that's still an option. So you actually have a lot greater flexibility that way. So one of my favorite things about the cabin design itself, now first of all, we're dealing with a 33% larger cabin here than most equally sized competitors, but what they've done is kind of ergonomically designed the controls here. So what you'll notice first is our key actually goes in up here on the right side. So it's easier to just throw it in right there and get going than it is to kind of fish for it over here on the side. As well as, you know, if you ever drop your key or something, you know how hard it can be to get it out of the cracks down here. But up here, everything is nice and easily accessed. RPMs, throttle rather, is going to be right here as well. And all of our controls for setting and releasing the parking brake controls, locking and unlocking our bucket attachments, loader float, lights, all that's easily accessible right here. And then up in the top corner, we're going to have a large LCD display up here for our key components. And then our AC controls are over here on the left. And we have a radio standard with all 270 models as well. And then up here in the top, we'll have a rear view mirror in case we don't have the backup camera equipped, and a large top view up here so you can see what you're doing with your loader when you're up high. Now, the joystick controls here are actually adjustable. JCB has some software that they call My Choice, which allows you to set 3 different sensitivity settings for these controls. And you can also easily switch between standard ISO or H pattern controls depending on what your preference is for that as well. Now inside the cabin, it also stays cooler easier because of another feature here that is very unique to these JCB machines, which is how the radiator is placed. So rather than pulling air in from the rear like we have on most traditional machines, these JCBs actually pull their air in from the top with a pre-screen here that we can actually remove and clean when we need to. Pulls it in and has deflector grills here up against the cab that pulls the air away from the cab, pulls it down in over the engine and blows it out the sides. And that's going to keep heat out of your cabin, as well as keeping more dirt and debris out of your radiator at a higher point here where it's not sucking up dust and detritus in and clogging it up. So it keeps it cleaner for longer this way. And when the time comes for maintenance, that is also simplified because of this large, wide opening door, easy access here to allow access to your air and oil filters, your hydraulic filters, any fluid changes you need to do can all be done right here without much hassle. And then if you need to do more advanced maintenance or cleaning, the entire cab will tilt, and that's easily done by one person in only about 5 minutes. So you can actually maintain your entire machine if you need to without necessarily having to send it up to the shop to get work done. And that increases your productivity with less downtime. Now, what else is going to increase your productivity is the powertrain in here, because the 270s are actually powered by JCB's own EcoMax engine, which is a 74 horsepower power plant and uses highly efficient Tier 4 technology with no DEF, no DPF, and no high heat regen cycles to slow you down. So this machine is designed through and through to help you get work done quickly and efficiently without having to worry about maintenance and downtime hassles slowing you down. So that's going to do it for our quick look at the JCB 270 and 270T. I really hope you found the video helpful. Now, if you'd like to know more about these loaders or anything else in the JCB line, including the JCB Teleskid, which we might do another video on soon, you can give us a call here at Crystal Tractor and Equipment, or come down and visit us. We'd be happy to have one of our friendly and knowledgeable salespeople show you around and show you all the benefits and great features on anything we've got here. Thanks for checking out our video.